Hello and welcome back to the last ever episode of the Drake and Josh podcast. As always, I'm Jacob.
And I'm Trevor, and this is it. The end of an era has finally come.
Yeah, it's a sad day, you know. We watched the Merry Christmas Drake and Josh episode, TV movie from 2008.
That's the last thing that exists for now, at least.
Yeah, for now, until if they ever do a reboot, I doubt it.
You
never know.
What was it? Drake was actually kind of interested in it, but then recently, I guess they went and actually did some talks about it, and then he realized that so many people are starting to see it for the first time now. He kind of doesn't want to do it anymore. He's like, I don't want to taint what we had with something new. Yeah, apparently he said that in an interview not too long ago.
You mean Zoomers are like, some Zoomers are just getting around to watching the TV show for the first time?
Apparently.
That's crazy.
So it's
that's good for them though. They're getting the first ever like showing of it. It's like a premiere for them. That's dope.
Hopefully they watch along with us. Go back and watch along with us, guys, you know?
I feel like most of the people that that listen to our podcast are like diehards, though. They've like definitely watched the episodes.
Well, you never know. Times. Maybe new diehard fans. I don't know. But for now, like this is it. I didn't really expect this day to ever come. Kind of.
I didn't either. I honestly did not think it was ever going to come. After I still remember the day that we decided to record the first episode. Like we were on campus. I was up there because me and Abby had started dating, and Trev was up there still in school, and we were hanging out because Abby was, I think, at work.
She was either at work or in class, one of the two.
I think she was at work at the time, but she might have been doing school stuff, yeah. And we were like hanging out on campus, and we went into one of the like random lecture halls under Marcin Library.
It was just empty.
Whatever that building is that's next to the Marston. And we went down there and we popped into the room, and my login still worked. So we logged into my login because Trevor didn't want to do it on his active one. And
I didn't want to get in trouble.
We pulled up an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and as we were watching it, I started telling Trev about this idea that me and Kirk had back in high school about like Drake and Josh, like about making a podcast about Drake and Josh. And then we went back to his apartment and we were like, fuck it, let's do one. He was like,
I got my mic.
Like, I've got a Yeti. And I was like, that's sick. Let's do it, dude.
Got a Yeti. We'll get Audacity pulled up, man. Like we could do this right now. And we did.
We did it. And we took off from there. We did a couple of episodes up there every now and again when I would come up for like filming the short film that we were working on with Jesse and them.
Or if you were up there just visiting Abby or whatever.
Yeah, just hanging out. And we filmed a couple episodes, and then
those episodes too, man.
Took a break. Those episodes are chaotic. We said last time, you got to go back and listen to those episodes.
Those episodes we're kind of pretentious film students in those episodes.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's that. I think it's just that you were in school and I had just graduated. So like we just had like a lot of like terms, like terminology and stuff floating around in our brains.
Most of that's gone by this point.
I don't remember anything. So there it is, you know.
We learned so much.
We still remember stuff. We just don't remember the terminology for it.
For sure. And but like it was such a fun thing for us to do. And then we took our 9-month hiatus we
took a 9-month hiatus.
Things were just chaotic.
Over the summer. Yeah. I think you had graduated, right? And then I wasn't doing anything over the summer. I was hanging out with Abby a lot because she had an internship in Tampa here where we're at now. And then I got my job, and then you started coming back down again when me and Abby got in an apartment because it just made shit easier.
Yeah.
You had a place to stay and stuff. So we were like, fuck it, let's bring this shit back up.
Let's start recording again. And it was like, we did it. Then you got your own mic. And then we've grown. We've added more shows to the network. We created the network.
We created the Harper Boys during a a meeting between you, me, and Abby on Discord. I still have that conversation. It's the very first group direct message I have on Discord. In all caps, rebranding.
We added the Ned's Declassified. We added Show Me Something. We tried to start the Avatar podcast, which
we did. We had a failed recording of that.
I still think we could go back and try that again someday.
I don't think I want to. I think that show is too perfect.
It's hard to talk about it because it's so good.
I don't think I have enough to say each episode.
Other than it's amazing.
Like entertaining wise, you
yeah.
know? I feel like it's more entertaining when you're able to poke fun. Even though we love Drake and Josh so much, it's easy to poke fun at it because
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of things they do are really cartoony and physical comedy and stuff, but Avatar is like it's like one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's like on its own level. It's
back on
so
Netflix.
Perfect. It is back on Netflix. We recommend 100%. Easy 10/10. Go and watch that.
We might do a one shot just talking about the whole series, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, yeah. There was a time where I didn't think we would ever finish this. You know?
Yeah, I definitely didn't think we were gonna ever finish it. I didn't. I just didn't think it would ever happen. We were so inconsistent. We only got consistent now towards. I think it's been pretty much the whole last season where we've been pretty consistent.
We've been very consistent the entire last season, and I think a little bit.
You guys can call me on that.
I think a little bit into season 3 as well. We were pretty consistent.
Consistent-ish. I mean, it wasn't really until Show Me Something when we started coming up with a schedule to lay these out to make it easier for everyone. And we hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys are listening to the other podcasts as well, because that's what's going to live on even after this podcast is over. Me and Trevor might do something as our own podcast. I would love to still do something with you, Trev.
Yeah, same.
We'll have to figure that out, whatever that becomes in the future. We right now have no ideas. I know some
literally
people
none.
wanted us to do other Nickelodeon stuff. It's possible. I don't know whether we'll do. It's difficult because I want to do. If we were to do a Nickelodeon show, I'd want it to do something that I love as much as Drake and Josh or like Ned's Declassified, and it's tough to find one of those shows that's like worth talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Drake and Josh are such a unique show. I feel like
it's definitely a unique show. It's one of the greatest shows of its type that you can find on TV, in my opinion.
It's such a and it's got definitely some very high highs and some very low lows. So there's a lot to talk about.
But even the low lows, if you're watching them and you're not watching them critically, are gonna make you laugh so much.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. It's I don't know. It'll be hard because something like Zoey 101. I don't know. I wasn't that huge of a fan of it.
I liked Zoey 101.
It was good, but I wasn't. I don't know. I just don't think back as fondly on it as I do Drake and Josh.
That is definitely true. I think there were also other podcasts. Probably, I think there's another podcast about Zoey 101. I'm not 100% sure. I know it was somebody had asked us to collab with them that was doing one. So,
and we still could, I guess.
We never collabed.
Hit us up again.
Solo
I don't
dolo
know.
boys. We only work with people we know.
And then there's iCarly, which would be good as kind of like a continuation because they're supposedly in the same universe.
Yeah,
but
I don't know though. That's the one that people always ask us about. We'll see. I
don't know.
I'm not 100% that I don't know if I want to do an iCarly one. I feel like I don't. It was just as I was finishing watching Nickelodeon as a kid, so I did watch it. I watched iCarly, but it didn't hit me at the same moment in my life as Drake and Josh did.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's
gonna be a tough one.
It's tough, because I do want, I love Show Me Something and everything, but I do want to have something where it's, I guess, the Founders show,
the Founders Pod. Maybe
who
we'll
knows?
just do a random one where me and you were just chatting.
We could just just chit chat about
Founders Pod.
whatever. That's half of
That
what
could be
Drake and
what it's
Josh
called.
was. We're just chatting about whatever with a
That is true.
loose outline.
Maybe we'll do one that's less consistent. That is just it'd be good to have all the Harper Boys on one podcast just chatting.
Yeah.
Like talking about, basically like what the beginning of Drake and Josh Pod usually is, where we do housekeeping and stuff.
Just random episodes with everyone, random episodes with just me and you. Just who knows?
Yeah.
Just
But you guys let us know what you want to see.
And tell us your favorite moments, throughout the your favorite
was it when we consistently asked you whether you liked gas or electric stoves better?
Gas all the way.
Was it when we got belligerently drunk and weren't able to clearly talk about things?
Was it Iklakma, where the only episode we had to record twice?
Was it when we had special guests? When we were able to bring on Abby or Kirk or Will or Emily or James or somebody onto the podcast?
Who knows? Favorite. Just anything you guys want to tell us about. To our few loyal fans, we appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you sticking with us through the years, because I know there's some of you that have been there OG.
Some of you guys have kept us going for sure. Where we're just but we actually have fans. We got to keep going.
Yeah.
And we've done it now.
We did it. We watched the Christmas special. Which I guess should we dive into it? Oh, actually, first, what are you drinking? I don't think you drink anything special, but I want to say mine. So
I'm not. I am just having some Michelob Ultra infusions, lime and prickly pear cactus. That's what I've been drinking for a while now. I'm not having a Tom Collins
thing right now.
That or
it's
Tom
either
Collins.
that or a Tom Collins every time.
It's hard to get. We're still in lockdown, more or less. Well, not really. Lockdowns are being released. State of Florida is slowly opening. People can see each other again.
We're not on the tail end of the virus, but we are on the tail end of a government official lockdown.
Yeah, the virus probably is going to come back, but who knows?
Spanish flu style.
So it's hard to get a hold of fancy stuff at the moment.
Not true, actually.
Well, I
just go to Total Wine.
I don't have a Total Wine. I have Publix.
I live insanely close to a Total Wine. Publix still has a little bit of a
and they do, but also we try and minimize who goes out into stores and stuff still.
That's fair.
So I don't really go into Publix as much as I used to. So for the most part, it's easier to just say this. And the last fancy thing I got, I didn't really enjoy it that much.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, you want to be able to browse. That's the main point of the game,
Yeah, I want to hit up some breweries and stuff soon.
And they are reopening. I probably won't go to one anytime soon, though.
Well, I want to go just to get stuff that's canned.
Yeah, I might actually order from some, because some of them around me, pretty much all of them around me, you can still do the ordering and pick up. Like during COVID, they were doing those too, but they're still continuing them, which is really good.
I might have to hit you up for that.
Yeah, for sure. We could definitely do that.
Get stuff get you picked up stuff next time you go. Let me know. You can get
growlers and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm drinking the Clown Shoes Little Crispy Crisp Ale. It is really fucking good. I will definitely get this again.
I gotta try it next time I see you.
Yeah, I mean they're in tall boys, so I probably won't drink all of them. So yeah, you could definitely. I'll make sure to save you one next time you're over. But yeah, so let's jump into this. It starts off, don't worry, we're only 14 minutes in. It starts off with Walter and Josh both having really fucking long hair.
Yeah, Josh looks like an emo kid because he's sad.
And he is a little bit emo.
Yeah, he's sad and has his long hair covering one of his eyes.
At least in the beginning. The first third or fourth of the movie, he seems to be pretty sad, down in the dumps.
Well, yeah, because Walter and Audrey, are leaving for Christmas. They're going on a tropical beach vacation for Christmas, and Josh is like, "But Christmas, we got to be together for Christmas." And you're not wrong, Josh, but also stop being such a downer.
Yeah.
So he's sad about that. And
yeah, I feel like he, as like an older teenager, I feel like he wouldn't care that much.
Yeah, but also it's Josh. He's a very much
he is an emotional boy.
An emotional, family-oriented old man, essentially.
Yeah.
In a teenager's body.
Also in the beginning, I was getting a lot of Hallmark vibes.
Yes.
It didn't carry on throughout the movie, but it was mostly just during the credits. The credit sequence when like the Christmas music was playing. It was
Not
a lot
good
of, like,
Christmas
heartfelt.
song.
No, it was a lot of heartfelt family stuff.
A lot
the
of
way
snow
it was
globes.
shot was kind of Hallmarky.
Yeah, but tons of snow globes.
Yes, a lot of snow globes. We find out that Megan has nitrous in her scooter.
That was crazy.
It doesn't come back up, but it's a thing that happens in the beginning.
Yeah, like what was the deal with that? Just suddenly,
I don't know what the point of it was.
I feel like the start of this, like I feel like there was a pretty decent gap. There's about a year gap, I guess, from the end of the show to this movie.
Yeah.
And I guess they're just trying to be like, hey, you remember Megan's got cool gadgets. Josh is like kind of a loser. Drake's got a cool car and sings and stuff, right? Guys, you remember? You remember how these
right? You guys remember?
Megan's kind of a bitch at times, remember?
Wasn't that long ago, guys. You remember, right?
And I feel like they're trying too hard to like play up to the tropes these characters had.
Yeah.
So like
I feel that.
Drake rolls up in his car while Josh is
he has a muscle car again. Same thing as like in Go Hollywood, which I'm pretty sure they had said that one had wrecked or he had done something careless with it.
He might have
bought.
If
this is a new car or like what's going on.
He might have bought it with his fame money, which is why he had.
Yeah, he does have fame money. They do say he's famous, so this is canon after Really Big Shrimp.
I guess he's not super famous though, because
he's like famous enough.
Yeah, like some people know his music, but like not enough that he stopped in the streets, nor not enough to, I guess, move out on his own.
Maybe he just doesn't want to. I think he is still a high schooler.
It's unclear. It's
definitely unclear. This is also the first time we ever see the front yard, like them in the front yard.
Yeah, they roll
like obviously we see it in establishing shots, but the whole first part of this little scene is all taking place in their front yard.
Yeah, Megan rolls up on her scooter, and Josh has put this giant snowman balloon way up in the air.
Yeah, like you'd see in a parade.
Yeah, and he has it staked down to the yard, and then Megan just whips out a butterfly knife. Just like,
I wish she would have done like a couple tricks with it.
That would have been cool. And just cuts the balloon off.
She slices Josh when he comes back over, fucking cuts his throat.
Megan. And so like it's like, wow, just cutting off the nice Christmas balloon. Just
it's fucked up.
Yeah, like Megan, that was a bit much. Like, come on.
Yeah. We find out a lot of information in this first part of the movie, too. We find out that Drake wants to have a Christmas party on the roof of the premiere, which I guess Helen said yes to.
Yeah, that the premiere is in a mall?
Yeah, the premiere's in a goddamn mall. So
on the second floor?
I think that this is a completely new set. Like, it's not the traditional premiere set.
No, that's all probably got taken down.
Yeah, they never show the traditional premiere set from like that classic angle. They always this is like consistently shot from like where they're coming up from the escalator. It's so weird.
Super weird.
It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like it just doesn't feel right, man.
I feel like they felt they needed to show the premiere somehow, but the set had already been taken down. So
Maybe.
they just...
Because, like, why wouldn't they use their real set, you know?
Because it's been a year.
I mean, like, if they didn't take it down.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, they got that weird thing. Helen's gotten a divorce, apparently, already.
Which is really sad.
Yeah, like...
They play it off as a joke, but it's kind of sad.
Weird. And Helen says playa at some point.
She does, yeah. She calls Josh playa.
Crazy
Crazy Steve's back. He's in this movie in full force.
Crazy Steve is he's also in, like, he's a much more prominent figure, I feel like, in the Nickelodeon family now. as what is his name
Spencer?
even in iCarly? Spencer.
Spencer.
Thank you. As Spencer. So I feel like they were like, well, we have him.
We've got him on retainer. We can bring him in.
I guess we'll use him a bunch, you know. And everyone loves Crazy Steve. I think this movie,
Steve is the GOAT.
This movie has some of the best Crazy Steve moments ever.
It has some really good ones. They really ramped up good Crazy Steve towards the end, you know.
For sure. Like, and it wasn't even the over the top too much Crazy Steve. Like, yeah, Crazy Steve is over the top.
Yeah.
But it was solid Crazy Steve throughout this entire film.
Yes.
Except for one point.
What point was that? Or do you want to get to it when it comes to it?
But I'll just say the parade bit real quick.
Okay, I'll go for go for it, yeah.
No, but like that's it. That's all I'll say for now. We'll get to it when we get to it. But I just
okay, gotcha.
Bring it up.
Yeah, so we find out that Drake is going to be Santa instead of Josh because Josh isn't fat enough anymore and because Helen says so.
Because Helen has extreme favoritism to Drake. Which, whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Josh...
But she makes Josh the fucking sack.
Drake talks to the kid. The kid's like, hi, Santa. He's like, hi, Santa. Hi, yeah, I'm Santa, and this is my sack. We just look over at Josh with his head poking out of those Christmas sack. Like, why not make him an elf?
Yeah,
or something.
You would, but it's really funny that he's a sack.
And Gavin's back.
Also, Gavin, yeah, dude, Gavin
is back, man.
We didn't know what happened to him. Remember, we were like, did he like leave? He seemed like a sketchy guy, so maybe he just quit or something because he wasn't in like a bunch of the last episodes.
I don't think he was even in the movie. Like the
no, he wasn't. Remember, we thought it was Gavin, and it wasn't.
So crazy. They brought him back for this movie.
I'm glad they did because Gavin is a welcomed surprise.
Love Gavin. Yeah, classic.
They had the classic bit where like he's like, Josh, I need you to get something, and then he goes and gets that disgusting thing. You know, it's the classic bit.
It's great. Drake at some point starts making out with one of the some older girl somehow, like a teenager gets in the line for Santa.
Yes,
and like he just starts making out with her as Santa.
Yeah, he does.
Which is weird, right?
It is weird, but this does spark a lady who he does not want to make out with.
Being like, I want some of what she got.
And tries to sexually assault him. He runs away. But while he's running away, he sees this little girl that stops him. That asks for the best Christmas ever, and he just agrees to it for some reason.
He's like, yeah, I promise. And so he makes a Christmas promise.
He does, but you can't break those. This is also intercunning with the parents being on their trash vacation, and they get to this like it's supposed to be a deluxe bungalow, but it's just like a palm frond hut that is just like terrible,
just on a beach. Just
the guy is speaking English the whole time, and then when they ask him a question, he's like, I don't speak English.
He's like, I don't speak English. Let me show you to the bungalow. It's like, what?
Huh? Yeah, so they made a terrible decision. Probably a little bit influenced by Walter's terrible haircut, I would assume.
It's so bad. Like, what role is he going for that he has this long-ass hair?
I don't think he's actually going for a while. I'm pretty sure him in real life just likes long hair, because I think he has long hair now. I think he just has long hair.
You think?
Like IRL. I'm pretty sure. I feel like the last time I saw him, he had long hair. The guy who plays Walter, but I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, the last thing I'm even... Oh, no, that's... He was in The Magicians, I guess.
I don't know what that is.
It's a TV series. Let me see what kind of hair he had.
You don't think they would have changed the hair for the thing?
Maybe. I don't know. Keep talking while I look.
Sorry. So then it cuts to the party on the rooftop.
He does have long hair and a beard.
He does, right? Yeah. Yeah, so they're having the party on the top of the premiere, and Mindy's freaking there. Me and freaking Trevor both raised up our hands. I almost called you Josh.
We're like,
me
Mindy!
and Trevor raised up our hands. We were like, yes, dude. It was great to see her. She's got bangs now.
She looks good.
She did look good. She looked like she had matured a lot over the short amount of time. Similarly to Josh, Drake looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
But everybody else, or Walter looks different too. But the mom and Drake look the same.
Yes.
And then, so we get a nice rendition of Jingle Bells by Drake, which I'm going to be adding to my Christmas playlist. I don't know about you.
I mean, I definitely will.
It is a banger, and he does a great job.
Does.
But then we also start seeing these freaking goons.
Who are like really just messing.
Oh, also Mindy leaves on vacation with her parents.
Mindy goes away, and Josh is sad about that as well. Josh is just a lot of sad.
But yeah, then goons happen very randomly. Seemingly with no point other than to get them arrested. But yeah, so Josh goes over and wants to stop the situation that's happening. They're like flipping tables and shit and being assholes.
So he calls the cops.
He calls the cops. The cops show up and they start absolutely destroying shit, trying to get people out of there. It's probably me and Trevor had assumed it was some sort of like not sanctioned party. Probably
yeah, there's like
no
explanation whatsoever for as to why the cops show up and then start just
screaming at people,
like arresting random people.
Yeah, it is weird. Also, they had Helen's permission, and Helen is I assume, owner of the premiere. I'm not 100% sure what her role is.
She's at least the manager, but I'm pretty sure she's the owner because like she hires. I don't know, man. I guess that makes it unclear as well. Like, I always thought she basically owned it, but maybe she's just the manager.
It is very unclear. I feel like she's definitely higher than manager. But yeah, so they start arresting people. They arrest Josh, and
he falls off the roof.
He does fall off the roof.
He falls off the friggin' roof.
Into the back of a Chevy pickup.
A nice Chevy pickup. I feel like they were a sponsor for this because I feel like we saw the Chevy logo.
We did see the Chevy logo
like multiple times.
Oh, I also want to say we missed this during the party because there was so much of an information dump.
No, go for it.
Crazy Steve loves a wood chipper named Sally.
Yes, that's his new girlfriend.
He shows the pictures to Drake and Josh, and we find out that Drake wants to go to Vegas for Christmas.
Yes, and Josh is not happy about that either. Josh is just upset about a lot of things.
Yeah, he was upset about multiple things in a row. That's why we were saying he was so freaking moody. But that is when it catches up back to what we were saying, where Josh falls in the back of a pickup, and this starts the freaking hot pursuit of the century.
So this is also where my theory for the rest of this film comes into play. I think Josh either dies or gets in a coma from that fall. And the rest of this movie doesn't actually happen. This is all in his
bizarre thing.
This is like the classic like Simpsons theory where like he's in a coma or like in purgatory or hell.
What is the Simpsons theory? Is it about
there's
Homer
like a certain point in the series where something happens with Homer, and I don't actually know the episode, and the rest of the show up until even now is all taking place like in his head during a coma or like in hell. Or purgatory or something. Like it's not actually happening. Which is why it got so ridiculous, apparently.
Those ideas always like creep me out. Like I can't think about them.
The entirety of Ed, Edd and Eddy is a bunch of kids in purgatory.
I know that one, yeah. And that one actually makes a lot of sense. And then there's a Rugrats one too, right? That's really fucked up.
Oh yeah, that one's. I don't even want to say that one. That one's really messed up.
Yeah. There's also that like unreleased like episode of Rugrats where it's all fucked up. I think it was just a storyboard, but it's like really fucking dark. I don't know too much about it. I'm not gonna go into it. But you guys could look it up if you want to see it. But yeah, whenever I hear about those like conspiracy theories about like these like wholesome shows, like fucking skeeves me out. I get like freaked out. Like,
well,
it's too much.
That's my theory for this as to why what happens is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like,
because he does get arrested after the hot pursuit. So they get in a car chase. The dudes driving were the goons from the party, but they're not really. I believe they were some of the goons. Yeah,
they had like sweaters on, and like whenever they went to go drive away, they were like, oh my God, if I'm not home by this time, my mom and dad are going to kill me.
Yeah.
So I think they were just at the party.
Maybe. I took it as them goons, but I'm not 100%. I didn't get a good look at their faces. But they were like dancing in the car. They were like singing along to Christmas music.
Not once looking at the road.
Never. I mean, that explains why they drove up onto the sidewalk and
Freaking
shit.
driving down the sidewalk, and whenever they bumped
And
back,
didn't notice the cops.
didn't notice the cops or Josh in the back in the bed of the truck.
He's like pleading to them in the back.
I am uncomfortable.
But they hit like a big bump and he flies the fuck out.
Yeah, they like bump the curb to get back down, and he launches out in the middle of the road, and the cops stop and get him.
He dies for the second time.
See, there's 2 different points where he could have died. Or at least got put in a coma.
Yeah, double coma. Double trouble.
So he goes to jail, or actually federal prison, we find out later. He's in a federal
prison. Which they wouldn't hold you at a federal prison.
No.
I wouldn't think. I mean, I don't know 100%.
You're held at your local jail.
Yeah.
Like, even then, he would have been held at the police station for a bit before, like, while they determine the charges, if he even deserves to go and be held for a court date.
Now, listen, immediately...
Federal prison. Right away. Drake gets off scot-free. He's just making out with some girl.
Yeah, we see that Josh's his roommate or cellmate, I should say, not a roommate, a cellmate, is Kimbo Slice.
Friggin' Kimbo Slice, man. What a weird pull for this.
He plays the character of Bludge.
Bludge.
Yeah, they get buddy him and Bludge. At first, Bludge was like trying to be a tough guy. Drake does some Josh does some magic, and then they become friends and shit. It's kind of nice.
Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, you didn't know he passed away?
I didn't know he passed away. June 6th, 2016. Almost the anniversary.
Yeah, he passed away.
Oh, rest in peace. You did great in Drake and Josh.
He did do his character was great in this.
His character was amazing.
Yeah. And we see that Drake is supposed to be getting a lawyer for Josh, but he ends up getting scammed out of $3,000 of Josh's money.
Yeah, true. Not Drake's money, because if it was Drake's money, he would be more upset.
Yeah.
Just Josh's money.
And then the little girl shows back up and pleads with Drake. And we get more information about her. She's from a foster home, and they haven't really had a good Christmas and stuff. They got a bunch of siblings, and
foster mom's in the hospital. Foster dad's got a second job to pay for medical bills.
Yeah.
So no Christmas this year.
She wants to cash in that promise of having the best Christmas ever.
And she's like...
She loves Drake, too. She says she has his album.
That's how she recognized him, through the costume. It was like, how'd you recognize? She's like, oh, I have your CD. I love your... Like, I'm a huge fan. But yeah, I can't wait for best Christmas ever. And so Drake's like, crap, I gotta get... Like, the way she talks, she makes Drake and Helen cry.
And Crazy Steve.
Of course,
that was a funny part. Yeah, Crazy Steve just crying in the background with them.
And so Drake's like, I gotta get Josh because I need help. So he goes and he tries to break Josh out of prison.
Out of a federal prison.
He
and is able to do it easily.
Somewhat.
At least at first.
Yeah, he gets one of the bricks out of their cell wall, and good old Bludge is like getting out in 2 weeks, so he doesn't go with. He's just like talking with Drake. Drake's like, hey, I need you to help me get my brother out of here. He's like, all right, knocks Josh out and pushes him through the wall. While pushing him, pushes out more bricks.
Yeah, with his head and shoulders. My question is, though, how did Drake make it past the first couple of fences? There had to have been multiple fences.
Yeah, this is a federal prison.
Did he have like some bolt cutters on him or something?
I guess so. Well, he didn't do a great job, because the moment he gets him out the hole, the cops are right there and arrest him and Josh again.
Well, he did a decent job. He was able to get all the way until the correct cell and like break through that wall.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he managed to get.
That's a pretty decent job.
So they get put in front of the judge, and the judge is Henry Winkler.
Yes, it is. Famous for so many different roles. More recently, at least from what I've been watching, obviously this was years ago, was he's in Parks and Rec as John Ralphio, his dad,
Yeah.
the doctor. Dr. Silverstein, I think his name is. So funny, but he's in so many things.
He was in Waterboy, Click. He was in recently. What like the thing I watched most recently with him in it was Barry on HBO.
Yep, yeah, great character in Barry.
He plays himself.
He's not himself.
Yeah, he's himself. He's playing himself with an acting class. I am positive that's what he's playing.
Barry is a fantastic show. You guys should watch it if you
Barry
haven't seen
is so good.
Also Parks and Rec. If you somehow have not seen Parks and Rec, me and Abby just finished it. You guys
Oh,
should
damn it.
definitely
It's
watch
not
Parks.
himself. I thought he was playing himself.
Oh, you thought it was like legitimately him?
Yeah.
I thought you meant just like a version of him. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, you're right. It's Gene Cousineau or whatever. Cousineau?
Yeah.
Damn, I really
Yeah.
thought he was just playing like a characterization of himself.
No.
Oh, that's upsetting, actually. I like... whatever. He's still great.
He is great. He's a great character. He's also in Holes. He plays Stanley Yelnats' dad. So Stanley Yelnats the third.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's had a great career. those are our highlights.
Oh, and also, of course, the Fonz.
That's true.
We can't leave out the number one thing that he did, which is the Fonz.
But yeah, so he's in this as the judge, and he is starting to deliver the sentence, but then he asks for the representation, and Helen comes in.
And Helen is like, I'm sorry, I'm late. There was a truck that flipped over on the whatever road carrying cantaloupes, half-hour delay. And he's like, a cantaloupe? She's like, yes, a spherical fruit.
They love using the word spherical, don't they?
They do. They really do. And like, who are you? She's like, they're like, oh, this is our representative. He's like, are you licensed to practice law? She's like, is that any of your business?
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, actually it is. She's like, whatever. Anyways, look at this file of a small girl.
Yeah. And she basically pleads their case saying that they need to complete a Christmas promise.
And if you send them to jail, you will be breaking that Christmas promise.
Yeah, and even the bailiff is like, listen, man, you got to do it. You can't break a Christmas promise.
Everyone in the what do you even call that?
In the court,
The audience.
audience seating.
There's a word for it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't 100% know.
Anyways,
Crazy Steve is there too. He's going mad.
Yeah, and he keeps trying to tell him to do his inside voice.
Yeah. He's trying. Crazy Steve's trying, all right?
Such a good back and forth between them, honestly.
There really is. Yeah, there's a good exchange.
So good. But yeah, then he's like, all right, fine. You guys, I'm not going to put you in jail because you have nothing on your record. Like, you guys are both clean. Which I feel like they would both have something on their record at this point. With all the stuff they've pulled
Not legally,
over
I don't think.
They've run in with the cops before.
The only time I can think of is, like, the speeding tickets, which is nothing, and then the scared straight thing, which isn't, like, a thing that you did wrong, so, like, there's not going to be a record of it. Those are the only two things I can think of.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fair. Okay. So... Well, yeah, so he's like, yeah, you guys gotta give this kid and their family the best Christmas ever, or you're going to federal prison for the rest of forever. Which
he's like, I'll melt the key down, bitch.
And like, what have they
Not
done?
They killed somebody.
Yeah, what have they done exactly to justify this horrifying punishment? And so
and this is also where we get introduced to the parole officer,
who's an asshole,
Officer Perry, who gives them their ankle monitors. He's an absolute dickhead. He's the worst.
Yeah, so he is like, federal courts, the court order states you can't tell the kids about the vote because it might influence it. And unless they give a unanimous yes, which, wow, unanimous?
That's a tough one. They didn't even go for like a majority or anything.
Like, what if one of the kids is like, yeah, this is good, but I remember there was that one time before my family died or whatever. Because it's like a foster home, right? So,
that
like,
is true.
What if one of the kids is like, oh, I remember back with my, like, original family.
Original.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, my
my original family.
my real family before they all, like, something
Biological
horrible happened
family,
or
yeah.
whatever. That was the best. Like, the last Christmas I had with them was the best one I ever had. It's like,
Yeah.
you can't top that. You can't top
it. Well,
So-
hopefully that, they're hoping that doesn't happen. But yeah, so they're recklessly driving around because Drake has this like
$6
GPS that he
GPS.
clearly bought off Wish that barely works.
It looks like a weird tablet.
It only tells you when you're 5 feet away from a turn.
Turn right now. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
So he hits a hydrant. It blasts Miss Hafer. Shout out guest appearance of Miss Hafer.
So good. They basically were just like, we gotta fan service the hell out of this movie.
Oh yeah, fan service is a motherfucker. But yeah, this is where we start to see how much of a bastard the parole officer is, because this is the first of many tickets that they get. Also, after this, we get the infamous coconut cum shot on the mom,
Yes.
which I was laughing about for, I think, a good 2 minutes.
You were.
You
We
got up
both
and went
were.
and got a drink, and I was still laughing.
You
and I
were
was
getting the
taking a
screenshot and putting it in one of our group chats. And like,
our Drake and Josh Discord chat.
as soon as we're done with this, I'm putting the Brazzers logo on it for sure.
Yeah, it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I don't know if they were trying to do this or not, but it is insane. You guys have to watch it. I don't remember what timestamp it's at, but it's like in the middle of the movie, basically.
Can we put that image on our Twitter?
I don't think we can. I don't know if Abby's going to be okay with that, but it is a fucked up image.
It may or may not end up on our Twitter and or Instagram. So go check those out. See if it's there.
At the very least, try to rewatch
Try to
this
find it.
so you can source the image.
So good. So bad.
But yeah,
And Walter
right
gets
after
his
this,
nuts clipped by a
lobster.
and runs away. 'Cause he's like, look, I got food for us. It's like, they're not even providing food at this, like...
It's clearly not a resort. He got scammed.
He got scammed hard, but they still delivered something, which is the weird thing.
That is weird. Usually, when it's a scam, they deliver nothing.
Yeah, because they, at least at that point, they can just disappear into the night, never to be heard from again
Yeah.
with their money. But in this case, they have like people they can like actually in a location they can go back to be
Yeah,
like,
that is really weird.
yeah, and they're they're more or less fine with it the whole time.
Yeah, they stay. I don't know why they stay.
They're staying,
until the
and
ending.
there's a radio that.
well, that's why it's deluxe. Is because of the radio.
They have and Audrey's listening to it, and the report saying, "Oh, a massive storm is coming. 85
with,
mile
like-
per hour winds are coming," and she's
Yeah,
just like, "Whatever."
You would not want to. Well, they're clearly not from Florida or anywhere where it gets hurricanes, because you're gonna want to definitely get indoors to like a real indoors, not like a hut on the beach.
No, absolutely. Does California get hurricanes?
I don't believe so.
I don't think they do, but also I don't know
think
enough
they
about
do.
California.
I don't either. I'm pretty sure they don't get hurricanes. I don't know how that works or what the science is behind it.
weather.
But because I from what I know, it has to come from warm waters, and I know the Pacific on that coast is very cold, so that could be contributing to them not getting hurricanes.
Could be. I don't know.
Don't
man.
take that as facts. That is that is your
Harbor Boys official
your
science.
Harper Boys weather lesson by yours truly.
Yeah, because their whole
episode.
thing is earthquakes, right? So,
Earthquakes and fires.
oof, big fires, a lot of fires,
A lot of fires, unfortunately.
a lot of earthquakes. They're apparently due for a big one.
What does that even mean? Due for a big one, like
They have it.
Who's to say when an earthquake's gonna come?
Dude, I don't know. That's
You can't
just what
predict
people.
that shit.
When I was out there, that's what everyone kept saying. They're like, "Yeah, we're due for a big one." I'm like, "Well,
They're
I
like,
hope."
we're due for it,
I'm like, "I hope it doesn't happen while I'm here." Like,
and they're like, yeah, but we're due. It's like when a dad goes outside like after it rain and is like, man, we really needed that rain, you know.
Dude, I say that every time it rains.
You're a dad, dude.
I live on a farm, man. We need rain all the time.
We needed it.
More rain.
Yeah, dude. I feel you. I've said it before, definitely in my lifetime.
But yeah,
like, what does it mean? Where do you get this information from, you know?
The grass is drying up, man. We need the rain.
Yeah, but where do I get this information from? Why would I say it? I live in an apartment, but I've definitely said it before.
Because you're becoming a dad.
Oh,
You're a cat dad.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
He needs rain to grow up big and strong.
The official Harper Boys cat, Mr. Pip.
Absolutely. And the official dog is Piper.
Piper, exactly.
Piper, official Harper Boy dog.
And then the kids start going absolutely batshit insane. This is the first time we see them go insane.
Wait, we got over to the kids' house already?
That's where my next note is at. Them when they're doing the cooking lesson.
Yeah, I guess they show up. Well, they meet the kids first.
They do meet the kids and they meet the dad. I didn't really take any notes on that. So we have the kids are twin girls.
A foreign kid.
A foreign kid. This other kid that wants to be a stand-up comedian. And then the main girl, the little girl.
Oh, and Luke, the older kid, the angsty teen.
Oh, right. The angsty teen. Fuck that guy.
Who we saw briefly at the mall.
Angsty AF.
So angsty. So the foreign kid doesn't speak English, and no one knows what language he speaks.
Yeah, they don't know. I don't know how that's possible.
It's obviously a made-up language, I feel like.
Yeah, the kid is also seemingly magical, because when they go into the woods later on to cut down a tree, he, like, is
teleports.
up in a tree, and then he teleports back down as Josh is trying to climb up the tree.
He pulls a pair of underwear and a banana from seemingly out of nowhere.
He does give the banana to Josh as a gift.
Yes. And so, yeah, So Drake's talking to the dad. Josh is trying to teach the kids about cooking.
Yeah, about baking, right? They're trying to bake cookies.
Yes, and also the officer is scheming outside the house where their car is parked.
Yeah, he's a real fucking bastard.
He's a real jackass.
He pays people to steal their clothes and mug them, and then he also tows their car.
For being blue.
And gives them a
more
ticket
tickets
for nudity, right? Or public indecency.
Public indecency ticket, even though they got mugged. A ticket for the parking fine. Also, the car is locked away, and they have to pay $900 to get it back.
And like every ticket he gives them is like a $400 ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just so much money.
They're never gonna.
We don't know yet why he's such a son of a bitch.
But he is a son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's a real bastard.
Well, no, he's not actually a son of a bitch because his mom's actually quite sweet. We meet her later. Yeah,
he's just a bad
He's just
dude.
an asshole.
Megan removes their little chips from their ankle bracelets for them because they promise her some sort of special oboe.
Yes. Yeah, Trevor, apparently. They lie. Well, we find out later it's a lie, but Drake says that Trevor, his friend, who we haven't heard from in some time.
We haven't heard from him in a minute. It's definitely been a while.
Great to hear from Trevor, except as soon as they say, you remember Trevor? They're like, the idiot? And like, yeah. It's like,
yeah, it feels bad, man, right, Trev?
Feels a little bad. But also fair.
It's kind of crazy. I feel like Trevor's not that common of a name, so like,
That's why I was happy. That's
pretty crazy that there's one in the show.
There's a Trevor and there's no Jacob, which I feel like is a pretty common name.
There's not. Jacob was one of the most popular boy baby names for years and years in a row. So
yeah, Trevor's a good name, man.
Feels bad, man. I get no representation in the show.
Trevor's like an uncommon name that doesn't sound like an uncommon name.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't.
So that's where I feel like I've always lucked out, and like there's not many people. They're like I have a somewhat unique name that doesn't sound unique.
I lucked out on this one, boys.
It's not like
I mean, you're not gonna find another Trevor. It's never gonna become an issue when you're at like a place and they're like, oh shit, there's 2 Trevors. That's not gonna happen.
It's very rare.
There's 2 Jakes. That happens all the time.
There was another Trevor at my high school, but he was on the football team, so nobody ever mixed us up.
Yeah. He was jacked, I assume.
I don't know. I never met the guy.
You never met him? He was the only other Trevor. You didn't go seek him out?
No, I don't care. He's a football player.
What do you mean? You could have been like, dude, my name's Trevor. And he would have been like, oh shit, my name's Trevor. He would have punched you. You would have got knocked out.
Exactly.
I picture him as the football player from Brick.
Like,
shout out Show Me Something podcast where I showed the boys Brick.
Great movie. I liked that one.
Go back and listen to that episode, guys.
Spoiler, I guess, for my opinion on the movie, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's one of them where all of us liked it. Not one of them where Will hated it and me and Trevor liked it.
Yeah, because that's more or less how it goes. Except for like the one album one where I was like kind of iffy on it. It's usually either we all like it or Will hates it.
Damn, all right, we can't do this to him. We can't do this to our boy.
Yes, we can.
No. But yeah, so they put Megan puts the chips into a remote control helicopter and is able to like distract the parole officer, basically thinking that Drake and Josh are going all these crazy places.
Yes. Meanwhile, Drake and Josh take the kids out to go chop down a Christmas tree in the woods, which I'm pretty sure is illegal.
For sure illegal. Yeah, we were talking about it. It's definitely illegal. They did this in That 70s Show. Shout out That 70s Show. Great episode.
Great episode.
They go and get Kitty a tree, and the cops come and take it.
And I was mentioning also that, like, apparently in a lot of states where it snows and they have the Christmas trees, like, on the side of the road, they'll spray them with fox urine.
Yeah, which I did not know was a thing, but
yeah,
it sounds horrible.
They put it, like, right on the trunk. So, like, whenever you go to chop it down, you can't smell it because it's frozen. But then you take it home, put it in your house, and it starts thawing. And it's like, ooh, apparently that smells really, really bad. Like,
sounds awful.
So, yeah, this is an illegal thing that they're trying to do. And stupidly, Drake and Josh give the twin girls who love to beat each other to a pulp.
Well, I think they stole the axe, to be fair.
Drake held the axe out and says, I got the axe. And they took it from him. And instead of immediately going, no, give that back, they let them run off with the axe, trying to beat each other up.
Yeah.
And also the foreign kid, what's his name?
I don't know. I don't have anybody's names written down.
I feel really bad that I just keep calling the foreign kid.
I don't know. His name was Ziegfeld.
Ziegfeld. Thank you. Ziegfeld disappears. So Drake goes to get the axe back from the twins. Josh stays with the other two because Luke doesn't go. Luke's being an angsty teen.
He's so angsty, dude. He's like, picture the angstiest teen that you can combined with the goth kids from South Park.
I get, man,
not true. He's not goth. He's not goth.
He wasn't even that. I mean, geez, he was pretty angsty, but I don't think he was that angsty.
I just like those goth kids. They're funny.
Yeah, they are pretty. I don't even watch South Park, but I know what you're talking about. They're pretty funny.
Some of the best side characters in that show.
I just basically remember their side quests from Stick of Truth.
I still gotta play it. I've owned it for like probably maybe 1 or 2 years.
I just watched Sips play it. That's pretty much it.
I am back to playing RimWorld to give you guys a little bit of a life update. I'm doing a Naked and Afraid a playthrough on Randy Random.
My suggestion.
Trev's suggestion, because I failed like 3 times in a row on the
Sandra
normal.
Classic.
Yeah, on Sandra Classic, and it did not work because every single time, since that mode is just like normal, each time on the first raid I would die. So like, yeah, I was able to make it through. Thanks for the suggestion. Sorry, that was a little bit of a random.
No, and then real quick, my side thing. I'm playing. I'm gonna go back to Doom Eternal because I just got a new skin. Twitch. If you were signed up on Twitch through Amazon, you get a redneck skin for Doom Guy,
Nice. What does
So I'm
that
gonna
mean?
go-
Does he have jorts on?
He's got like a wife beater and shorts and like a mullet and like a mustache on the helmet.
When are you gonna get a mullet, dude?
I kind of am getting there. Like I'm like with the quarantine, I haven't got a haircut in a while.
Yeah,
So
you gotta trim up the sides way more though.
The sides and
gotta,
the front have got to get trimmed up some.
Yeah, you let that party in the back start flowing, dude.
No. And I'm also playing Dicey Dungeons a bunch.
It'd be
right
funny
now.
though.
Dicey Dungeons is a lot of fun. Highly recommend. Anyways, back to the thing. This is the part where we're talking about where Zigsby teleports to the top of a tree. And Josh tries to climb the tree with his fingerless work gloves.
Yeah, that was weird.
Those are weird. Like, if you're going to wear leather work gloves, don't make the fingertips gone.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
That's the dumbest. What's the point? I don't understand.
But after this forest fiasco, Drake and Josh go get they borrow Gavin's scooter.
Well, but don't forget they get the they go and find a busted like lounge chair behind a building in a dumpster and put ornaments and Christmas tree lights on it.
That's true. They use
like,
that as a Christmas tree instead of going to like a Christmas tree place.
Lot or something. It's like this whole town doesn't seem like it's actually Christmas.
It doesn't seem like Christmas at all, but also that's San Diego. Like, it's not going to look like Christmas ever.
I still feel like they would put, like, there would be a lot, like, all these places they're going, like, that we see them on the road, there would be, like, garland and stuff, like, on lampposts, and...
Yeah.
Just like, it's, like, Florida doesn't look like Christmas hardly ever, except, like in the traditional sense, we don't get snow or anything, but everywhere you go, if you go in a city, it's like, yep, it's Christmas. There's angels and bells and garland and Christmas lights and all that stuff everywhere.
That's true. That's very true.
I feel like they definitely did not film this around Christmas time.
Maybe they filmed it in at the end of May, like when we're
recording this.
Yeah. A summer Christmas.
It's too bad we couldn't have filmed this closer to Christmas.
Yeah, that would have worked out perfectly. That's a shame.
Whatever, you know.
Maybe if we didn't take those 9 months off.
Yeah. Maybe ended earlier. Like if we hadn't, if we had taken only a couple months off, or.
And then this would have been in person instead of in quarantine.
It sucks, man.
Feels bad, man.
Feels so bad. Anyways. Yeah, so they don't get a tree. They get the garbage tree. What happens after that? Hold on. I've lost track.
Drake starts a level with the angsty teen. He's like, listen.
Right, they're going to go Christmas caroling.
Yeah, he's like, I'm trying to make a good Christmas for this little girl. Can you please just chill?
For sure. Also, did Walter and Audrey lose the hut at this point?
I think I stopped taking notes about them.
Okay, I have
my note was pretty random.
My note just before the more angsty teen thing is Walter and Audrey are going to die. So I think that's when they're holding on in the hut and the walls all blow down.
Oh, yeah.
During this,
that part was weird.
That was very odd. So they go Christmas caroling and it doesn't go well. People keep closing the door on their face. And then Drake's like, I got an idea. And makes it dope. Like, they get the pickup truck from earlier. And they, like, Drake's got his guitar. And some of his bandmates out there. And they're just, like, doing, like, a little block party Christmas carol thing. And they managed to get Luke to sing. And Luke can sing.
Luke's got a good voice, it turns out.
Luke's got some pipes on him. Like...
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was good. It was a really nice caroling. And they say, like, hey... We're going to take this thing to the parade. We're going to be in the Christmas parade.
We're going to sing it.
Drake agrees to it.
Reluctantly.
And then they go and find out. I don't know if anything happens between this. I started taking notes less frequently.
The cop comes and gives him another ticket.
Yeah, but we find out why Officer Perry hates Christmas, right? Or why he's being such a bastard is that he hates Christmas.
Yes, he doesn't actually hate Drake and Josh. He just hates Christmas. And his mom's like, all he ever wanted for Christmas was a monkey. So we gave him one, and it attacked him when he went and opened the cage, like early Christmas morning. Like he woke up.
Yeah, we get like a flashback of a kid being destroyed by a monkey.
Mauled by a chimpanzee.
By a chimp. Yeah.
Not even a monkey. Yep.
Oh, so the next note I have is that they use mysweetmonkey.com, which I looked it up. It forwards to nick.com.
So they're trying to find a sweet monkey or whatever. I guess then we go to...
It's back to Walter and Audrey, right? They sail away. That's my next note.
I think we skipped the part with Crazy Steve.
Which part?
The Back to the Future reference.
Oh yeah, that was dope. He's got a DeLorean. No, that's my next note after this. After they sail away. Yeah, so Audrey starts to paddle away on a life raft because she's done with being on this trash island, and Walter runs after her. But yeah, then the next part is with Crazy Steve in a freaking DeLorean at the parade. And he ends up telling the kids, because of the officer telling him to do this, he goes and tells Drake and Josh that basically, remember, you guys need to make this the best Christmas ever. And he screams the whole time because he's Crazy Steve, and the kids overhear it. And then he says it back to them just in case they didn't hear it.
And so the kids all get upset. They're like, you were only like helping us because you had to, or otherwise you'd go to jail. They're like, no. We really did want to help. And I think they somewhat did really want to help.
I think they did. I think at this point they were attached to the kids.
For sure. So Drake and Josh go home sad, and Drake's like, I still really want to like keep this promise. And Josh is like, oh yeah, sad, big sad. They go
sad.
They go and they're watching TV. Also, I guess we skipped over at some point that dope futuristic monitor.
Yes. Also, did you want to say the Back to the Future reference, which not only the DeLorean, right, but the license plate, as he peels out, the license plate falls off and spins, just like in Back to the Future.
Yeah, I think his license plate was this Crazy Steve on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dope little... It was like a very random reference. I feel like...
Super random. I don't understand why it was even in there.
I feel like they just knew a guy with a DeLorean, and he was like... They were like, can we borrow that for this movie? And he's like, yeah, sure. And
maybe.
So they got a DeLorean for free
I don't
to
know
use.
What the fuck?
They just decided we're going to make a dope reference because people love references.
But, like, the people that were watching this at the time probably didn't know what Back to the Future was.
Or at least cared enough to get the reference.
I know, like, I guess it depends. Because, like, Back to the Future is, like, a family-friendly movie. So, like, maybe you had seen it. But I hadn't seen Back to the Future until high school. So I definitely did not catch the reference when this came out in 2008.
I don't remember catching the reference, but I definitely had seen Back to the Future before I saw this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like most people probably watched Back to the Future
pretty young
at some point. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just hadn't seen a whole lot of movies until high school, so that's my issue.
Fair.
That's on me.
But yeah, so we have that dope reference, and then at some point we see that Josh's both his laptop and his PC monitor are like clear through to the back.
Yeah, very futuristic. Another shout out to Parks and Rec, because they did this on the last season when they were a couple of years in the future. They had all their monitors and phones be see-through like this.
There you go.
So Parks and Rec copied Drake and Josh.
They did. They stole that from Drake and Josh.
We can say it. We can say it, I think.
I think that's fair. So, yeah, the crazy monitor, which also, I don't know why you would want that for a PC monitor, to be able to see it through the back. Yeah, you don't want people to see what you're looking at.
Yeah, people behind you can see all the prawn you're looking at.
Yeah, people you don't want that.
They can see all the hentai gifs that you're looking at.
Shout out to the Drake and Josh Discord
Shout out to how
room.
Fucked up the Drake and Josh Discord is right now.
Oh no, Abby's gonna see that now.
No one look.
It's not that bad actually. It's just funny.
It is funny. It's a good meme.
It's a good meme we got going on for our private Discord chat.
With the boys. Yeah, so the next part is they try to use the wood chipper to make snow as like a last-ditch attempt.
Yeah, they see that there's snow.
Burn the bridge of the kids at the parade.
They like see snow on TV and are like, we should make snow for the little girl because she had mentioned at the parade that she wants to see snow more than anything.
Yeah, which I think on the TV, I'm not 100% sure. I wanted to pause it and go back, but I was like, it's probably insignificant. I'm pretty sure they said Golden, Colorado, where it was snowing.
I think
Golden,
they did.
Colorado is home of Coors. That's where the Coors factory is at. That is,
Yeah,
Trevor's got his
nice.
hands up in the air right now. I've been to Golden, Colorado, to the Coors factory. It was an amazing experience. From then on, the only light beer I ever buy is Coors, pretty much.
I would like to go.
Yeah, it was awesome. You'd love it, dude. But yeah, shout out Golden, Colorado. The previous, for a very short amount of time, when Colorado was still a very young state, it was the capital of Colorado before Denver.
Oh, really?
So shout out to Golden.
Good old Golden, Colorado.
Insignificant, but
not
it was
insignificant.
So I want to believe in my heart of hearts that they put it in there because of Coors.
Someone on the team loved Coors. And we're like,
because
guys,
why else would you use Golden, Colorado?
It's a big state. It's a big city and a state, right?
It's not a big city. It's a town.
I don't know then.
It's like a small town with a huge factory.
Someone likes Coors. Someone
loves Coors.
They sponsored this movie on Nick.
I hope they did.
Coors.
I'm not drinking a Coors right now, but I was just before this. But yeah, so they use the wood chipper for the ice to try to make it snow. Does not fucking work at all.
No. Luke comes out before they fire it up and is like, y'all should just leave because we hate you now.
Yeah, I wrote down Luke is trash.
And they're like, we don't care. He's like, you know what we're going to vote? And they're like, we know exactly what you guys are going to vote. You're going to vote that you hate it. But we don't care. We want to try our best still. Because it's a Christmas promise. Or something.
Oh, also, I think it was before this. We see them give the chimp to the police officer.
Yes.
And they bond.
The officer
the chimp.
is like walking through the station, the parole officer, and one of the guys guarding it is like, why are you still here? You should be at home. It's Christmas. And he's like,
how did that officer not know that there was a chimp in the office?
Yeah, honestly. He's just like, yeah, I got a package delivered to my office. I got to go get it. And so, yeah, it's the chimp with the certificate of niceness.
Yeah. And you were saying it when we were watching it, like, he would have had a fuckload of trauma to work through at the time.
That's so much trauma for that guy to work through in an instant. As a small child, Christmas was ruined by a chimp that mauled him.
And peed on him. Like, that is so much trauma for him to just show up, be a little scared, and then take the note, and then just hug the chimp. Yeah, he basically ends up loving the chimp. And we get back to them with the wood chipper, and they've created a ice bullet machine.
An ice machine gun, yeah. Just so much ice being launched and breaking windows and doors, and shatters that
destroyed everything.
Grandma's blender.
The blender, yeah. Yeah, cuts to a random couple in a house that's like a next door neighbor, and the dude's like giving his wife or girlfriend a gift, and it's his grandma's blender, and then we just cut to the wood chipper shooting ice into the window, breaking the window, and then shattering that.
What a terrible blender, by the way. That thing should be much tougher than that.
You think so? Those
Friggin'
were
ice
shooting at high velocity, dude.
They were, yeah, but so is like the blades and all the bits inside of a blender.
As you think they're shooting at a high velocity as a wood chipper?
Yes.
Guys, I'm going to need you to get the science behind that and say whether that's true or not.
I think it's bull. I think the ice would have shattered before the blender did.
It's possible. But yeah, so we end up cutting back to them. They're asleep in their bedroom.
They both got knocked out by the...
Yeah, they get destroyed by the ice chipper
which sounds like a dinosaur the whole time.
Yeah, it has really weird sounds.
It sounds like one of those dinosaurs. Remember when we went to the Lowry Park Zoo thing?
Shout out Lowry Park Zoo Beer and Wine Festival.
What is it?
Whatever it's called.
Zoo Brew?
Zoo Brew, yeah.
The Zoo
That was a
Brew
great
beer.
time.
That was a fun time.
I got loaded.
We both got loaded, and like,
I spilled my beer, didn't I?
Oh, you did. That's right.
To be
I'm
fair,
so glad we
I
Ubered
wasn't
back.
that loaded at that point, but I did spill my beer embarrassingly because you have nowhere to eat is the thing. So like you're trying to like drink and eat and you have nowhere to go. This was just before Corona too, we gotta say.
It was. I feel like this was like, I feel like Corona was maybe in the news even.
It was probably, yeah, for sure. I mean, because like I remember hearing about it in China a lot, like back in like December and stuff.
Yeah, it was chilly when we went. Like we got a little cold at times.
Yeah, it was cold. We were layered up. We were getting all sorts of beers. One of the people poured me a beer that had 2 different types of beer in it, which was pretty fucked up and kind of gross. But she felt bad and gave me a second beer,
which was not. Yeah, it was all free beer, which was nice. But
it was all free. Yeah. We were there because the radio station gave you the tickets.
Shout out to my job giving employees free tickets on occasion.
It was dope. I would for sure go again, even though there was like pretty much nothing to look at. It was still fun just because it was ridiculous.
It was so fun. We got free food and beer.
And we went through the dinosaur exhibit.
We went through the
I got blasted with water.
we got like
I got like a cum shot of water on me.
We were looking at that dinosaur. We were like, I feel like it's gonna move or something, and then it shot water at us.
And it got in my beer.
It did. You had to dump it out into the bushes.
I did dump it out. I didn't trust the water that was in there.
No, but it was super fun, and we saw some animals, like some zebras and stuff.
Yeah,
the leopard.
Barely any animals. It was a very limited experience. You were mostly there to drink and eat. And try to survive the cold. It was a randomly cold night.
Yeah, saw one of my coworkers there, just chatted with her for a while poor Jacob was just like, I don't know what to do.
What do you mean? I went to the bathroom and tried to find us more beers.
That's true. You did do that. Oh, man, it was fun, though. That was a good time. Hopefully we'll get to go back or something.
It was a good time. But
anyway.
back to this. Yeah, so the kids understand. The parole officer's like, listen, you still got to get the votes. And he brings them down, and the kids have decorated Drake and Josh's house. They forgive him.
Yeah, they were like, oh, yeah, we feel, like we knew you guys were trying your best.
We feel like bad or whatever.
And we appreciate it, even though you did basically drive by our house with ice.
And they got the Guatemalan fir tree.
Yeah, they got the Josh had mentioned earlier.
Which we looked it up. It is a real tree. I always think of Christmas trees as a Fraser fir.
Absolutely. Occasionally the other one that's got the longer, skinnier needles.
Yeah, I don't like that one though because it doesn't. The ornaments don't hang on it as well.
No, and to be honest, the Guatemalan fir does not look that great as a Christmas tree. We looked it up.
No, it doesn't look thick enough. In my opinion.
The branches I feel like are too layery looking.
Yeah. Also, Mindy is back from her trip.
Mindy comes back because she was worried about Josh. Helen doesn't care about Josh and was worried about Drake. Craig and Eric just showed up because Helen called.
Yeah, and then we get the vote, and all the kids end up voting, even Zigbee, who speaks his first English ever.
As yes. And then they're like, Zigbee, awesome, you spoke English. Can you say anything else? And he was like, Mari Kudmas, or something like that.
He says something.
He gets close to Merry Christmas, and they're like, close enough. And they're all celebrating, and then... oh crap, what's her name again?
Kimbo Slice.
Mary Alice sees Santa's feet coming out the chimney.
Yeah, Kimbo Slice is Santa.
Yeah, he busts through the wall.
What was his name again? Bludge.
Bludge busts through the wall of the chimney and is like, Merry Christmas.
He gives everyone their presents. Even Megan gets a present, the oboe that she was promised.
Yeah, and I love the bit, though, where Josh is introducing him as like my mentor, friend, and cellmate. And Mindy's just like, cellmate? What?
I assume, so since they got off free, does that mean they still have a record though, right? It shows that they were still arrested.
I believe they do still technically have a record now.
Fuck. If you are going for employment and you have to like fill out whether you're arrested or not, would you have to say, yes, you have been?
I don't know, because they didn't go to jail, but they still had to do community service, so therefore they were convicted.
They were convicted of something.
And there's no way they weren't convicted of trying to escape prison.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks.
Like they
after
Josh
just
was
a misunderstanding.
Josh was 100% innocent, but yeah, they're in
Drake
trouble.
did a crime.
Charged with the crime of trying to escape federal prison and also destroying federal property.
Yes.
And Drake's in the. I guess Josh is gonna have to do the rest of his career as Drake's manager.
Yeah,
because
he
can't really get a job doing anything else anymore now.
Well, and he's got Mindy to support him.
Yeah, Mindy's rich, so.
But then we see that it's starting to snow outside, and it is Crazy Steve with his wood chipper chipping up some cheese.
He's just got giant blocks, giant
hard
wheels
cheese.
Of cheese.
Yes.
Just some sort of hard white cheese, and it's just chucking them in the chipper, and he's like, Sally loves it.
Yeah.
Like, what? All right, Steve. And they're all like doing snowball fights, and
yeah, snow angels.
The kids are loving it.
We see the balloon come back from the beginning.
Mom and Dad show up.
Yep.
And they're like, snow? Why does it smell like cheese?
Yeah.
That's because, of course it does, you know. And it's crazy how small the flakes of cheese were when the ice didn't get that small.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how that works. You'd think it'd be chunks of cheese then.
It would absolutely. I feel like it would definitely be chunks. It's a wood chipper, so I feel like it'd be flakes almost. Kind of like what wood chippers do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not 100%.
Man.
Never really used a wood chipper in my life.
I honestly.
I would love to, though. It sounds like fun.
Super dangerous.
Sounds like fun.
I think of Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, or Fargo.
Or Deadpool, too.
Any of them.
Any of those movies where somebody ends up in a wood chipper.
But that is the frickin' movie. And that is the last time we will talk about Drake and Josh on a podcast.
Oh, it's so weird. I don't like it. I don't want to be done. Like, I'm happy.
Do we want to do our last ratings, Trevor?
Oh my God, the last Quatlers.
What do you give this out of 10 Quatlers?
I hate to do a bad last rating, but I feel like I'm going to have to. I don't know, like a 7 out of 10 Quatlers, man.
That's
like,
not that bad.
There was quality Crazy Steve.
Think about how bad we rated some of the old episodes.
Oh, for sure. Like, there was quality Crazy Steve. There was some good quality moments, but like I think you said at one point, the middle was just really boring.
It was really boring.
And the ridiculousness of the arrest and the jail and everything. That whole setup was weird. And then just a couple of little parts were annoying and frustrating to me. But overall, I mean, it was funny, you know? 7 out of 10 Quatlers, you know? That's my last rating ever for Drake and Josh.
Yeah. And once again, I align with you 100%. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Hey, high five.
Yeah, there it is. High five over
through the
Discord.
camera. There we go.
Yeah, it was all right. It had some really funny moments. Crazy Steve was great, like you were saying. It dragged for a little bit. It was a little bit too much at times. But I mean, that's because they wanted to make it a normal movie length, which I understand. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't have. I mean, it held some of the same feel as the TV show. It did. It held the feel way better than Go Hollywood, in my opinion. But
Interesting.
It still wasn't up to the par as like Really Big Shrimp or something like that. But it was okay. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah. Who do we want to do our last shout outs for? Obviously, we want to do Drake Bell and Josh Peck.
Thank you guys. Just a quick clap.
Shout outs. And Miranda Cosgrove, Nancy Sullivan, Jonathan Goldstein,
Jerry Trainer,
Yvette Nicole Brown. You've all made this show.
Kimbo Slice. Shout out.
Fantastic.
Rest in peace to Kimbo Slice.
R.I.P. to Kimbo Slice. Shout out to Camille Goldstein, Cosette Goldstein, David Gore, Devin Gray, David Wilson as the kids. And Bailey Madison as one of the other kids.
Bailey Madison. That was the main girl, right?
Yeah, the main girl. Shout out Michael Grossman as the director. Dan Schneider as the creator, and writer, and Stephen Malaro as one of the writers.
Yep.
Henry Winkler. There's like so many people to list, you know.
I'm sure we shouted out a bunch of y'all during the thing.
Oh yeah, probably so many people. The cinematography, they did a good job this time too. Marvin V. Rush. I don't know if you've ever shouted him out.
Produced by Drake Bell. This movie was.
Oh, nice.
Apparently. And
Krisha Bullock did great casting, casting the kids and Kimbo Slice.
For sure. Sound department. Dane Robin, ADR Loop Group. Good job. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing random people out.
No, I feel you. I feel like I mean, all those people did such a great job. You know, you got to respect it. It's been a hell of a TV show. It's a sad one to end, you know?
So sad, man. Like,
Me and Trevor will be back, though, like we were talking about in the beginning. You know, let us know what you want to see next.
Yeah, I want to see from the two of us.
This has been the Drake and Josh podcast.
It has been the Drake and Josh podcast for so long. It's been a wild, fun ride.
It's been a great ride, man. I'm glad you were able to do it with me.
Me too, man. Oh, shout out to the co-creator though, Kirk. By the way,
yeah, shout out to Kirk for helping come up with the idea. Shout out to Abby for editing.
The greatest producer of all time. Just thank you so much, Abby,
for doing all of our social media, all the editing, all the producing.
Basically making it so all we have to do is just talk and pose for photos.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's been a fun ride, and I'm glad that we've got these other podcasts to lean on until we come up with whatever we want to do next.
For sure.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
We love you all.
We love you guys so much, and go watch some Drake and Josh.